Hi everyone. In this video, we're going to do a slightly harder example with the conditional to figure out when is the entire thing false and when is the entire thing true. So we're going to build a truth table from this. So let's start by putting in the two variables that we see here. So P's and Q's. This is pretty much standard by now. So P, Q, and now we see we have to build up to our final statement, right? So our final statement is going to be this entire thing. If P, then the entire statement, not Q and P. That's going to be what we put here, right? That's our final. Okay, well, we don't have all the pieces yet. We have a not Q right here, and we have just Q here, which means we need to add another column. Not Q. Okay. And then here, we're close, but we don't have the not Q and P, this whole entire piece right here. We need this entire piece in order to evaluate the conditional, right? So let's take this. I'm copying it and pasting it right here. So now we have all of our pieces, right? We have the entire thing. P, which is this first column, and then not Q and P, which is this second to last column. Awesome. So let's do it. We have two variables, which means we have the same structure as always. True, true, false, false, and then true, false, true, false. There are different ways to fill it out, but this is the structure we always go with. First two are true, one is false, second is true, one is true, second is false, and then false, true, false, false. This is standard by now. If you've made it this far, hopefully you've seen this many times. Okay, let's do not Q. So Q is true, not Q is false. Remember that not Q is just the opposite of Q. Q is false, not Q is true. Q is true, not Q is false. Q is false, not Q is true. Great. Now we have an AND condition. So this is where the truth conditions are critical. What is the truth condition for the AND? Well, the only time the AND statement is true is when both components are true. So in this case, we have the first component here, which is not Q. I'm just going to highlight this so it makes it easier to visualize. And then the second one is P. Make that another color. So this is where my eyes look. Not Q and P. Okay, so false and true, that makes a false statement. Like the only time it's true is when both of them are true. True and true makes a true statement. False and false makes a false statement. True and false is a false statement. Okay, great. So I put that color there just to kind of help visualize it. Now let's remove the color because we're done with that row, that column. Now let's fill in the final column. So the antecedent is P. So again, it might be helpful to color this if you want, or just in your head, maybe outline it. So that's the antecedent, and the consequent is this entire statement, not Q and P. Cool. So remember, the only time the conditional is false is when the antecedent is true and the consequent is false. So the antecedent in this case is P, and the consequent is this whole statement, not Q and P. So let's look at it. So antecedent is true, consequent is false. Therefore, the whole thing is false. Antecedent is true, consequent is true. Therefore, the whole thing is true. Antecedent is false, consequent is false. Therefore, that's all true. Antecedent is false, consequent is false. Therefore, the whole thing is true. So this is the answer right here. There's only one instance where this entire statement is false. This entire statement is false only when P is true and Q is true. Hopefully that helps. Again, we're going to keep doing more examples, so it gets more complicated, but the crux is knowing those truth conditions because that helps you fill out every single cell. Awesome. Thanks so much. Have any questions, let me know. Bye.